Hello. In this tutorial, we will write a Java program to print full pyramid. In last two tutorials, first we printed a pyramid, a half pyramid, then we printed an inverted half pyramid, and now we are going to print a full pyramid, and the shape will be something like this. Okay. So in this pyramid, we need to keep track of a couple of things. First, we need to keep track of rows, and we also need to keep track of these spaces. We need to print these spaces, and then we need to print stars. And then we have to keep decreasing spaces and increasing stars. Decreasing spaces, increasing stars. So let's say I have a integer, a number of rows equals to 6 in the start, and first I have to keep track of rows, so I start from I equals to 0 and up to I is less than rows and I plus plus. So this will basically print the rows. It will go on from how many rows we want. If 4 rows, 6 rows, so this will print the number of rows. And then we want to print spaces, and remember we want to print spaces almost up to equals to number of rows we want, and then we want to decrease the spaces. So I will start a new loop. Integer j equals to, I will start j from I up to j less than number of rows, and j will be increasing. So what will happen is when I is 0, this will print like 6 spaces, and when as soon as j will be increasing, after every iteration j will be increasing and number of spaces will be decreasing. For example, j is 2, now the space will be 5. When j is 3, space will be 4, and so on. So I print my spaces. I remove the line character. I just print one space over here, and when spaces, all these spaces are print, I want to print star, and star will be printed from 1 up to number of rows. So for integer k equals to, since I want to print just one star, so I will start from 0 up to when my k is less than or equals to I and k plus plus. And in this I will print, I will remove ln, and I'll print just my star and space. Okay. And finally I'll print new line character, so that my next iteration comes on the next row on a new line basically. So let's run it and see if this works out. Error over here, integer I forgot I. Okay, let's rerun it and see if it works, and it does. And it does. It has 5 rows, and this 5 rows, 5 rows. Okay, so I think I need to equal to this, so that number of uh, rows are basically equals to number of rows mentioned over here. Oh, there are so many rows. Okay, I'll keep that with just less than. Yeah, just less than. There we go. And if you want to print numbers, you can just mention your k over here. And if you want characters, you can convert them as well. And that's up to you, whatever character you want to give it over here. And I would like to walk you through the code once again. So if you see, look at the pattern, we have to first print the number of spaces, some number of spaces, then print a star. And we also have to keep track of rows as well. So I have one outer loop, for outer loop, which basically keep tracks of rows, and then I have to handle the spaces and stars. And for spaces I have one loop, and for stars I have another loop. And for spaces, since I want to print spaces equals to number of rows, and then I want to print star. Okay, so spaces will be maximum, and then they will keep decreasing, and stars will be minimum, and they will be keep increasing. So in order to print maximum spaces, I am starting j with I and going up to number of rows. After every iteration I will be increased, so j will start from maximum, from higher number and up to number of rows. Hence the spaces will keep decreasing after every iteration. And over here for stars, I'm starting k equals to 0 and going up to I. So in first iteration I will be 0, so there will be no print, and in second iteration I will be 1, so only one star, and it will be keep increasing as I will increase after every iteration. So which is our actually purpose, because we want to increase the stars after every iteration. And then I print a new line character, so that after every line is printed, I want the next line to come on the new line. So that's it with this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in next tutorial with a new program.